Hello everyone, thanks again for tuning in to this fabulous page. Just to introduce myself once again for all my new people that's just tuning in. My name is Miss Kim McLeod from the big VA here in the USA. So what I would like to do for you all today, for my own personal documentation. Today is June 14th, 2018. It is a Thursday, thankfully, because tomorrow is Friday. It is 8:03 p.m. my time. So I know you all listen to this on different days and different times, but this is just for my own purposes, my own personal documentation. But what I want to share with you all, this is sort of for my singles in a way. I'll put it in the title for, a singleness type of series for this video. But this is also helpful to anyone that listens to this. So this video is just not for my singles, but it will help my singles because, I'm single. So that's my particular expertise in the season. So, as you notice on the thumbnail on my picture, my introduction picture, you see this book here. So today's video, I just want to share with you all some books that I feel as though has helped me personally, has helped me as a single, has helped me as a professional in the field of case management and counseling. As of right now, for those of you that do not know, I am in the process of getting licensed with the state of Virginia. I am considered a resident in counseling, meaning that I am receiving supervision hours to very soon to get this license. So I'm expected, hopefully, prayerfully, to get my license, be done with this stuff by the end of next year. So y'all continue to keep me in prayer. I need so much prayer in this right now. Because I am still tagging along on these hours, mainly my direct client hours, which I don't understand because I feel like I'm with people all the time, but I'm still behind on my direct client hours. So you all keep me in prayer with that. But I'm going to share with you all some things, also some housekeeping things too. I want to thank you to all, of course, as of right now, I have 56 subscribers. As of right now, and I had total views. I have about over 1,070 views total since the month of March. So for me, that's a big deal for me because YouTube is a new thing for me to actually broadcast myself. I've always been a huge YouTube fan since YouTube started, but I never really made the investment to actually start making videos, but I just started this year. So I want to thank you all, of course, for subscribing to this page and watching. I do understand a lot of you are choosing not to subscribe, and I still respect you for that. I'm not going to force anything on you. I'm not going to make you feel bad, but I'm thankful that you're still choosing to tune in and to listen to what I have to say. So I'm guessing and I'm hoping that you're taking something very, very valuable and encouraging for you. And so once again, as a single to another single person, or you may not be single, you may be married, and you just may be going through a lot of stuff. I don't know your situation, of course, but single to single, just remember you do not have to suffer alone. You don't have to celebrate alone. You don't have to rejoice alone. Just know that I am here with you. I'm here eye to eye with you. So feel free. If you have not yet reached out to me, maybe you're a complete stranger, maybe you're a resident of Virginia, maybe you're a resident from a different state or even a different country, feel free to reach out to me here on YouTube, reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. And so, yeah, I try to keep myself limited. I don't have a whole lot of social media outlets. I do have a Twitter, but I have not been on Twitter for a very, very long time. It's just not my niche. So my niche right now is YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So you all help me and support me in those different areas. That would be great. Also, another thing to remind to all my singles out there, I want you all right now, whatever you're doing, I want you to get your phone, get your planner, and I want you to jot down August 10th. August 10th, Friday night, here in Norfolk, Virginia, at my church, at Norfolk Apostolic Church. All the details will be in the description. We are having a single service. We're having a single service designated focusing on singles, okay? So this is your time to come in to worship with us, as well as hear some good word. We have Pastor Daniel Walter coming in to preach a word to us. He is honestly one of my favorite preachers. So I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. You will not be. So feel free to go ahead and mark your calendars for that. There will be a time for worship, praise, preaching, of course, prayer. Afterwards, you will have a time to be able to connect and network with other singles. We call it an Afterburner, which is loaded with tons of food. I mean, all you can eat buffet style of food. Our church is very blessed to have some amazing cooks. You will not be disappointed with the food. The cost is only $10. That is a steal. I'm telling you, what you get out of that weekend is worth a good $30, okay? At least a good $30. So you are coming out with a steal with only $10. Also, I just want to encourage you all to, the Lord put something on your heart to, help someone else to go, feel free to do that. Because, we singles have to stick together. And sometimes we singles, it's a struggle sometimes for us. So, if the Lord bless you in a way to bless someone else, feel free to do that. Also with that, there'll be games. There'll be a lot of stuff going on that night. So make sure you schedule that. And then August 11th, that next day on that Saturday, we are going to Busch Gardens. All the singles are going to Busch Gardens. So make sure you put that in your time now. You have 2 months. You have less than 2 months to properly prepare for these 2 days. That Friday, August 10th, and that Saturday, August 11th. To make sure I'm correct, which I think I am. Hopefully I am. And for those of you that are on Facebook, I did post a picture of the flyer. So you're more than welcome to share that onto your page and on your social media outlets. So yeah, August 10th. August 10th, guys. So do not forget, that is our singles service. So 7 minutes in, had to take care of some housekeeping stuff. And I just hope that you are all enjoying this page. I know that I also want to share this too as I go ahead and go forward with this page. I know some of you are completely shocked about some of the subjects that I've been talking about in this past week, and even before I took a little break. But you just have to know that there's so many things about me, of course, and I'm purposely sharing these things because I understand that our society is saturated. We're so saturated with social media, and we're all saturated with how our lives should be. And I feel as though so many of the times people feel that we have to put on a mask to please other people, or to always show that we're happy, to always show that we're in a good mood. And I feel as though sometimes we can only use social media for highlights, and that should not be true. Because we all have different emotions, and it's okay. It's okay to have all types of emotions, and it's okay to share your experience as long as you're not doing up the stupid and foolish, of course. But I just want to encourage you all to continue to watch and stay tuned. I purposely do that because there's so many singles out here that want to be heard. They want their stories to be heard, but so many of us are embarrassed. We are ashamed. We don't want to talk about certain things. Some things we feel that are taboo, but it's okay. I'm here with you. Hey, I'm here with you once again. So I'm doing my best to have this YouTube channel as a community, as a family support system. Of course, feel free to comment. Please comment. Please message me, message each other. So I want this to be a safe place. I want this to be a secure place. I am not here to judge you, okay? I'm not here to judge you. Everything that I have shared with you all, has come from first person. It's come from my own personal experience and perspective. So it's coming from my lenses. It's not like someone's told me a story and I'm sharing the story to you all. This is things that I've actually lived out and it's played out in my life. So feel free to continue to move on, and I'm thankful for the discussions that some of you all have been coming to me. There's been some of you that's been coming to me offline, one-on-one, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for the discussions. So I knew first on when I started this page, I knew that I was going to be getting some discussions and some possibly debates. So but it's all good, and I'm thankful so much for all my supporters out here. I know, like I said, this is all new. I know I may say things that may get you a little uncomfortable. It may feel a little insensitive, but it's me, and the core of me, something's just not, it's just me. And so everyone has their core part of them, and we just got to be able to express ourselves and be open and be honest. We have to learn how to be honest with ourselves and honest with others. So so that's my little housekeeping and updates for you all. So books that helped me, that I know will help you all out. Here is When Your Best Isn't Good Enough by Dr. Kevin Lehman. Actually, a dear friend of mine from when I was growing up in high school actually gave me this book, and they gave it to me, I think, when I graduated high school on my way to college, I believe. And I would start, and I wouldn't finish. I would start, and I would not finish. So as of this year, I've been actively reading this book, and it's been an amazing book. I know many of us, definitely as singles, we deal with this. We deal with this exact thing right here when you feel like your best isn't good enough. Even when you work a job where you're doing so much, and even when you're working overtime, you still feel like there's still so much else to do. You feel like you haven't accomplished much of anything. You feel like you're not appreciated. Even in your family, you feel like you're an outcast. You may feel like you're an outcast in your family. You don't fit in. This book is a life changer. I'm telling you, this book is great. Great. I don't know if I could share something really quick with you all, maybe, that kind of would encourage you to read the book. But the part that I was reading today, as I was raiding in the court today, it says, it's this chapter on the critical parent in you, in a section called Discovering Who You Really Are. And he has a few points on what will help us in life. Point number 1 is give yourself permission to be imperfect. Number 2, and he explains each part of these, but number 2 is don't be so quick to put yourself down. And number 3, do something nice for yourself. Number 4, learn to think positively. Number 5, learn to be forgiving. So great book. Also, so I normally read this like throughout the day when I have time. Okay, this is an awesome book. This is my 3rd time reading this book. Actually, my first lady let me borrow this, and I'm still working on it. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Very popular book, very old book, but it's so true still for today. I normally read about a page or two, or a couple pages when I get up in the morning. So normally with my morning routine, once I get up, I read my word, have some time of prayer, talk to the Lord a little bit. I do my journal, write my thoughts down on my journal. And then after I do those things, I do my best to read, but I wasn't able to read this morning, so I actually read some of this morning to kind of, so I have something that I read. So those are the 2 books right now that I'm actively reading on my spare time. Books that I've already read, that I feel as though will be really great. This book would be really great for those that are spiritual, that have a Christian background, and you're probably on this soul spiritual search. But this is a great book. I read it. When did I read this book? I think I read this book like a year, 2 years ago. But I still sometimes read some inserts on it when I have a time of prayer. A really great book called Repairs of the Breach by Pastor Rob Parsley. This is written I think this is back in like the early 90s or late 80s. Very, very old book, but it's a great book. And also, I feel like that book will also help those that's out in the field like me. If you're a case manager, you're always out in the community and you work with people that are broken, this book is gold. It's gold. And honestly, you could get this book. It's like when someone gave me this book. So a mother, older mother from not my local church, but another church. She ended up giving me this. And when I looked it up on Amazon, it was like a few cents. It was like under $1. Under $1. You was pretty much pay for shipping. And this book is gold. I mean, gold. For those of you that work with broken people, this book is great. Also, another book that I will highly encourage, definitely for my singles. Oh my goodness, my singles. You need this book in your life if you have not already read it. God Has a Waiting Room by Kim Haney. Amazing, amazing book. I read this book. It took me it took me a little bit to read it because I got the book. I remember getting the book August 2016, and I read a little bit of it, and I kind of stopped. And then I ended up picking it back up December 2016, and I ended up reading it in that whole month of December 2016. And this book had me crying. It had me laughing. It had me taking notes. And normally I'm not a note taker when I read books, but this book really had me taking notes. And it's a beautiful. This is just such a beautiful book to have. Granted, there's a whole bunch of things that I'm praying for that I'm still waiting on, but I will say there's a couple things that I am praying about, and I'm just being reminded that I'm in a waiting room, and it's okay to wait. Singles, whatever the situation is, and just because when we say wait, I'm not necessarily saying 100%. I'm not saying 100% on relationship. Okay, it could be something else. You may be waiting for a certain type of career. You may be waiting for education. You may be waiting for someone in your family to get out of jail, or you're waiting for someone in your family to come to the Lord. This means you could be waiting for so many things. And unfortunately, every time when single is saying they're waiting, we automatically place that into relationships, which is not always about relationships. So God has a waiting room. And remember, my singles, part of fruit of the Spirit is long suffering. So we have to wait. We all have to wait. I got a fun book for you all, for my singles. I got a fun book for you all. So how did I get this book? Oh, snap. Okay, I need to hurry up and read this book, so I got to give this girl back this book. Okay, so this old friend of mine, she gave me this book a couple years ago. And I started reading it, and I stopped, and I started reading it. And I started reading it again last May. Last spring, I was actively reading this book. Avoiding Mr. Wrong. Can't pronounce those people's names. It's up there. And it's an old book, but it's great. It's a great book. I remember, this book here had me I actually need to finish it because I haven't read anything out this book since the beginning of this year, but I need to finish it. I've read most of it. I read definitely most of it. I probably just need to go back and just read it all over again. But it's a great book. I remember reading it to a few friends in last May when I was in Detroit, and I remember we was in a hotel room cracking up because it was just so it's so true on so many levels, but it's so comical at the same time. And I guess how they break it up, because this is written by I guess counselors and psychologists, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But actually, I think they're like Christian counselors, I think, that wrote the book, if I'm not mistaken. But the 10 Mr. Wrongs are supposedly, number 1, the detached man, number 2, the control freak, number 3, the Mr. Wonderful, number 4, the cowardly lion, number 5, the angry man, number 6, the mama's boy, number 7, the deceiver, number 8, the addict, number 9, the eternal kid, and number 10, the ungodly man. So, great book, my singles. You want to get your hands on this. Mainly my single ladies, because it says Mr. Wrong. But also some other books too that will highly encourage you. Not necessarily, not just for my singles, but if you're in a state of depression, if you're dealing with depression right now, you find yourself in and out of depression, and you just been really discouraged, and you just need some encouragement in your life, I would recommend reading Authentic Happiness and Learn Optimism. I'm actually in the process of rereading these. I had to read these my freshman year. Show you these again. And I will try to put all these books in the description. I'll put these books in the description for you all. And this book. So I had to read those my freshman year in college at Norfolk State University. And these books are life changers. And this book actually helped me even more to be even more positive, because I did have some unfortunate, disappointing things happen to me in undergrad. But I feel as though these books did help me to stay positive, to have a different perspective on things. He talks about learned helplessness, just feeling like you're never going to get out your box, you're never going to get out your environment, So great books. I highly encourage you. And also another great book right now that I'm reading for, to help me with this whole process with getting licensed is this book here. I actually had this book since my internship for my graduate studies, and I find it to be so good for now. It's such a good book for right now. It's helping me with a lot of ethics and codes and stuff. So with my current job, as well as helping me with my whole licensure, supervision thing going on. So I will have all those books for you all in the description. So thanks again for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe, share, comment, like. Thank you guys. I'll see you all later.